Daniel, Green.
What's going on?
You have to wake up! Get out of my house! Don't you ever look before you attack someone?
Well, haven't you ever heard the saying, never scare a black man?
I've heard that saying.
Oh, shush.
Listen, what were you doing out late anyways?
I was at the library studying for finals. I told you this morning.
No you didn't.
Yo, Daniel, I'm gonna go to the library after class. I'll be back later, alright?
Sure. Yeah, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Why were we screaming though?
Oh, I totally forgot thanks to Daniel's football skills.
Give us the big picture on what we're seeing today.
This was a vicious, diabolical attack carried out, I'm certain, by Islamic terrorists, most likely ISIS. It's the nightmare scenario that all of us who deal with intelligence and Islamic terrorism fear. That the fact that you could have foreign fighters, most likely coming back from Syria, carrying out an attack like this, coordinated attacks, hitting all different levels of society, hitting restaurants, hitting a concert hall, hitting a soccer stadium, to create this fear, this feeling of fear. And
another terror attack, supposedly by a Muslim guy.
Those Muslim guys have no chill.
Oh, so you're convinced that they're Muslims just because they're a terrorist?
Are you not watching this news?
This just happened 20 minutes ago. The killer hasn't been caught, hasn't made any demands or statements. How can you call him a terrorist and not just a lone shooter?
Because he's Muslim.
Wow, that's so ignorant.
Meeting at the table now.
Did I say something wrong?
Oh, that's an understatement. Alright, you are expected to stay silent and attentive throughout this presentation. You hear me? And leave all questions until the end of the presentation.
What's all this about, guys? Am I in class?
Ibrahim, what did I just say?
To remain attentive and ask questions at the end of the presentation.
I guess someone was not listening.
Kareem, present Exhibit A. What do you see here? Kareem, was I loud enough?
Indeed you were, cadet.
Then why aren't you answering my question?
You said to remain silent. I'm so confused. Do I speak or not?
Indeed I did. Speak only when spoken to. So, what do you see?
White dude with a gun.
Interesting. And here?
A terrorist.
Interesting.
You guys do know that 90% of these attacks are carried out by radical Muslims.
That's what most people think. But in reality, more people are killed by white extremists with handguns than all terrorist attacks in the US combined.
Guys, why are we even doing this? This doesn't affect us in any way. Why should we even care?
Excuse me? This affects us in every way. Their actions make us look bad and make Islam the enemy. And now innocent Muslims are being attacked. Especially women.
I have a sister, Mira, whom you guys met. She's experienced quite a few incidents since 9/11. Name calling, racial slurs, you name it. And once even the guy tried to take off her hijab. Every time that happens, I'm terrified.
It's the actions of misguided individuals that make the lives of Muslim people very difficult. Did you know in the Quran it mentions that killing an innocent person is equivalent to killing all of mankind?
Islam itself means peace. I don't want my brothers and sisters, my future kids, to be afraid to practice their religion. I don't want them to fear dressing modestly. I don't want them to fear saying that they're Muslim. And most importantly, I don't want them to fear being a Muslim.
But what are we supposed to do? We can't possibly make a difference.
Oh, Daniel, that's where you're wrong.
We as the youth are a force to be reckoned with when united. We can make a difference.
How though? Practically, how? People always talk, but there's no action. Realistically, how can we make a difference?
The first step is creating awareness. Make sure that the general population are aware of the problem and are educated about it. Also, did you know that the Quran mentions that change begins at the individual level, and we have to begin by fixing our own mistakes. That way we can see the condition of our community improve.
Secondly, is to find a practical and actionable solution, like peaceful protests and demonstrating out on the streets about the issue. You can't change the world by simply sitting on the couch and complaining.
Precisely. If protests can oust the sitting president, then I am certain that the government will listen to our ideas at the very least, and even act upon them.
That's true.
Oh, you know, there's actually a protest tomorrow morning against raising student tuition. You guys want to go?
Yeah, for sure. I guess we have to start somewhere, right?
Speaking of starting somewhere, don't you think you have to get something else started?
What are you talking about?
I think you know what he's talking about.
Hey, Mom. I'm Muslim now.